All right. Should be good here in just a second. Looks good. All right, getting everything up. Hopefully we have at least some people. We'll see. It's always a good time to do a mock draft following like in a major event, following like the combine, following like a good chunk of free agency. You kind of want to get an idea of or you start to kind of get an idea of like where guys might go, who had like a really good combine, who didn't. Really, there's a lot that can be learned here. Really, from the end of the season to now, there's been some development. We know Abdul Carter's dealing with a foot injury. Do we think that really drops him at all? Um, I know we still have like a bunch of pro days for like quarterbacks and things like that that kind of start painting a better picture for us, but I still think you learn quite a bit from the combine. And that's why I kind of always think this is like the best time to do like your first mock draft. 'Cause again, you start to have an idea. The surprising part was no one really flew up any board or anything like that. Um, Usually with a combine, there's at least 1 to 2 people who kind of unexpectedly become top 10 picks. There's always at least that one combine darling, and then they go and have a crazier pro day, and it's like, oh shoot, this guy's suddenly a top pick. Um, Lions need some more receivers. Yeah, it kind of depends what happens with like Tim Patrick and yeah, Tim Patrick's a big kind of question mark. I would imagine the Lions are going to be drafting a lot of defensemen in this draft. Kind of trying to fill the pieces of and maybe some offensive linemen just to kind of get some guys in the wings in case some people start going down, miss time. Um, Guard wasn't one of their best positions last year. If Zeitler wasn't playing, it was kind of a mess. But you lose a guy like Jonah Jackson, and that's kind of what happens. Jonah Jackson's a free agent though, so if you're the Lions, maybe you can bring him back in. Rams cut him. They're like, what the fuck is this? How the hell did the Lions have this guy playing good? So either way, we'll give it like 10 minutes here, like usual. Kind of standard start to a draft stream. Give it a little while before we jump into the bottom. Well, the more exciting thing, which would be the first pick. I think this year, compared to most years, is a very exciting first round pick because the Titans are a team sort of bereft of any talent, right? They could use a premier pass rusher. They could use a player like Travis Hunter. They could use a very, very good quarterback like Cam Ward potentially. Um, they could trade the pick away, or they could take Shadur Sanders and kind of a surprise pick. Yeah, we need defense so bad next season. Here we go from that tough loss to Jaden Daniels, who I loved at ASU and LSU. Yeah, Jaden was that was a force last year, and the Lions learned that they have a weakness, their defense. So hopefully they're able to kind of build that up and make it a little bit stronger. Hoping a few more people come through tonight and hang out at our mock draft, but we'll see. Give it another 5 minutes and we'll get into it. But yeah, it's was an interesting combine in that it doesn't feel like anything really changed. It feels like the top guys are still the top guys, and the guys kind of throughout the rest of the draft didn't really improve their stock. Yeah, I mean until next year, I don't know. I always say you need more than 1 or 2 years to determine a quarterback. You were dominating one. By the way, if you guys could help out with some likes too, that would be super helpful. To get some people in here. You were dominating. Yeah, you were getting a lot of solid picks. Oh well, we're down to 3 people, so it doesn't look like there's going to be much competition this year. Might not even get 10 people that total for total views. I don't know what happened. Football used to be such a fun topic on the channel. I guess people just don't like chatting football anymore. I don't know. Hopefully some people come by. You won your fantasy league? Nice. I won one of mine for the first time, which is pretty cool. So it was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool experience to actually win a fantasy for the first time. What's up, Matthew? How's it going? I don't even remember. I had a really change it up constantly type of team. That was constantly having to be refreshed, moved around, reconfigured because of injury, or I was kind of doing a week to week strategy with the team, and it worked out pretty good. Um, I guess like Amon Ross St. Brown, I think is one of my top players. I had somebody else that was like a constant menace. I think I had Trey McBride. Um, I had a couple other guys who are like really just solid fantasy pickups. But once I drafted really well with that team, but everybody got hurt really bad at the beginning of the year. I suffered some of the worst injuries. Um, you're gonna do one pretty soon. Yeah, it's probably a good time following the combine to start busting out mock drafts and try to figure like who goes where and evolve them as the off season kind of goes along. But yeah, we'll get going in like a couple minutes here. We're just hoping that a few more people pencil in or shovel their way in. If not, we'll just get going without them. Is what it is, what it is. Let's see. I'm just taking care of something real fast. What's up, Max? Yeah, you guys got a pretty high pick this year. Yeah, I appreciate it, Buckets for Life. We definitely could use more people watching. Definitely, hopefully, people can drop a couple more likes. They'll just sitting there with 3. What, the mock drafts? Yeah, we know how it's gonna go. This is top shit. I think we usually get about 4 or 5 of the top. I think last year, what was it? We had the top 4 picks, right? And we did pretty good. Our top 10 was like 7 out of the top 10. I think we nailed in our first mock draft. It was pretty good. We do pretty solid numbers here on this mock draft. Um, of course, after like pick 10, it's pretty much it's like shooting in the dark. You don't really know what's gonna happen. And after pick 15, it's literally a free for all. And I think that's about right. Anyone who's ever watched the NFL draft can realize like, yeah, you can sort of predict it up to a certain point. And then then it's just kind of a best guess situation. We'll get going in like 30 seconds. As per usual, the rules here are kind of like they always are, right? We give your best answer, give your best reason as to why a team's going to pick a player. We're not going to do trades till after the free agency period kind of comes and cools down. Then we do a second mock draft. Trade only because it's a lot easier to predict what trades might come. Knowing what what actual trades have gone down, what like picks have been moved, what players have been moved, where players have signed. Again, then you kind of get an idea of like, oh, there's going to be a trade. Like Tennessee, like Tennessee might trade out of that pick. Apparently, the Jets are going crazy for it. The Giants are going crazy for it. Yeah, that person would be probably hired by like a company to come work for them if they were able to kind of predict that out. And they had like a logistical reason behind it. Yeah, they'd probably get hired by like Fox or ESPN. in my opinion. Like that would be a way to get an instant job. Just be like, look how well I know this stuff. But yeah, so if you and as always, if you're a fan of one of the teams that we pick, make sure you say so and kind of give your pick over the rest of everybody's, and we'll kind of just go with that. Other than that, let's get started. We have all the teams selected. This is the 2025 draft. We're doing the first round. It's on slow mode. So yeah, it's a pretty solid little drafter. Let me make this a little bit larger. 1 minus. There we go. I think that makes it a lot easier to see what's going down. So for the Titans, obviously we have a quite an interesting pick here. I think the 3 players on the screen: Cowboys, Raiders, Colts, Bucks, and Bengals. Okay. But okay, so we have one Abdul Carter due up. What's up, Daniel? Hold on a minute. What is this? Hold on a minute. I don't know what this is. Go away. Oh yeah, I can start when I press the start button. So well, wait a sec. What's up, Daniel? How's it going? Make sure everyone drops a like before we get started. Help the stream out. Get some people in here. We have like 4 right now. If everyone does so, we'll have like 1,000. Abdul Carter is top draft pick. Yeah, I think these 3 guys on the screen right now, and Abdul Carter, Cameron Ward, or Travis Hunter. What's up, Jacob? Will be the top pick. One of these 3 guys. Yeah, I know, Max. It's frustrating. They could take one of these guys. They could trade the pick away. They could take Shadur Sanders even, which would be the shock pick. They have 4 legitimate options here. But for the sake of our draft, let's say that they probably won't take Shadur, and I think they trade this in reality to the Giants or to the Jets. Yeah, Titans have probably one of the greater first pick options here in a while. I want my Steelers to draft the Buckeyes wide receiver. Which one's that? So what are we thinking here? Are we thinking Tennessee goes with Abdul? By the way, isn't it hilarious how Abdul Carter needs to have foot surgery and everybody's kind of just like, oh, well. It's the only time I've ever seen a top prospect go up in the draft boards after a foot injury. Everyone's like, yeah, we're still taking Abdul Carter. In fact, we're more like hard pressed on getting Abdul Carter. Emeka Egbubukas. Yeah, it's probably a good idea to take a wide receiver out of Ohio State. The Patriots or Raiders. Somebody like that. He's going early. What are we thinking? We thinking Tennessee goes Cam Ward? Or do we think they go Travis Hunter? Do they take Abdul Carter? What are we thinking? Cam Ward is probably the thing that makes the most sense. However, I don't think that Tennessee is sold enough against Will Levis to do that. Now, hear me out on this. I don't think that they think Will Levis is the issue in Tennessee. Now, I do say Ward is probably, like you guys are all saying, you guys are making stronger picks and stronger arguments here. I just feel like Tennessee does not have a defensive line. Like they're probably trading Harold Landry. This is my argument against. Again, you guys could have stronger arguments. Shout me down, and we'll go Cam Ward. Yeah, I was just asking him, Max, who the receiver was that the Steelers guy wants to grab. They haven't. Do they still have Jeffrey Simmons, or did they trade him? Because if they don't have Jeffrey Simmons, and they're going to get rid of Harold Landry, what is there for them to do? And I honestly think that Tennessee doesn't really care for the quarterbacks of a rather weak draft class. And I think the smarter teams are going to kind of sit out getting a quarterback this year unless they really want Cam Ward. Simmons is there. Oh, well, all right. You guys win. We're going to go Cam Ward here then. If they didn't have Simmons, this was the easiest pick in the world. Yeah, I guess we're going to have to do that then, huh? Unless they trade Jeffrey Simmons. The Rodgers to the Titans. Is that what's happening? What's up, Spirits? What's up, Tiger Town? Um, what are we thinking? Are we gonna go with Cam Ward here? I think everybody was liking the Cam Ward idea. That was the most popular pick here so far. What's up, Stud? I think it's the easiest one. We can go Ward. I think that's going to be the safest pick. I genuinely think it's going to wind up being Carter. Oh no, I actually think this pick will be traded. If we're being honest, like when we do the trade picks with trades, we're trading this pick away. Yeah, same here. Buckets for life. I don't think they're going to be. The problem is, I think a lot of us think the Titans are trading this pick away to either the Giants or the Jets for a haul of players and picks. I personally think it'll be the Giants picking one for like potentially like a haul. But we'll go with because everybody's gut feeling. We're gonna go. Come on, what the hell? All right, we're gonna take Abdul here. Now we're on to Cleveland. This is interesting for Cleveland because we don't really know if they're gonna have Myles Garrett, but if they don't, then a whole bunch of crazy shit has happened, and Cleveland somehow probably has the number one pick. Because they probably packaged up a whole bunch of shit and then shipped it up and moved it around and got themselves the one to get Cam Ward. But since Cam Ward's sitting there, Cam Ward to the Browns. This is who I think the Browns get anyway. Oh, wait, did I fuck up? Oh, I fucked up. Let me refresh. I messed up. Hold on. Let's restart. I made a terrible mistake. I did something kind of like without thinking about it. Let's redo. I didn't mean to do that. Start Cam Ward to the Titans. There we go. I fixed it. What do we think about Cleveland? There we go. I made a terrible mistake. We said Cam Ward will go to the Titans, and I put him on the wrong team. All right, now we're on to Cleveland. Titans definitely going QB. Browns probably take Sanders at number 2. I think they want him from what I've heard. Shitter Sanders to the Browns. Titans definitely going QB. That's what we traded. Trade Myles Garrett away and grab Carter as a replacement. See, Cameron, that's what I think the Browns are going to do, but Max is a Cleveland fan, so he gets this pick, by the way. We can still debate and talk about this pick because it is a very interesting pick with the tension of the smart pick for Cleveland would be Travis Hunter, by the way. They need a receiver and they need they need another corner besides Denzel Ward. Travis Hunter would be the best option. However, they sort of don't have a quarterback next year. They don't know if Myles Garrett will be there. Yeah, you get the Bears pick. So, like, there's that tension there of, do you want to go Shadur? So, again, in my head, they would take Travis here. Or Abdul. But, again, it kind of depends on what happens. We're under the assumption they still have Myles Garrett. Right now, they have Myles Garrett. So, right now, we're assuming they keep Myles Garrett. He's still on the team. So, they probably don't go Abdul Carter here. However, if he's gone. But Max, this is kind of your bang. You want me to go Shadur? Travis picked 3 players in the NFL who he wants to work out with, and 2 of them were Browns, Judy and Ward. So Travis could be the pick. Do you want Travis then? Are we taking Travis to the Browns? Again, Travis Hunter feels like the right pick. It's probably the guy if they can't get Ward. Okay, we'll go Travis. He's the correct pick probably. Man, I wanted him in the Patriots though. Son of a bitch. All right. New York Giants. This is Shadur Sanders, right? Anyone here a Giants fan and want to publicly admit that? Hey, we're at 9 likes. I appreciate you guys. Good looking out. What are we thinking? This one's an interesting pick too because I think this is going to be I think this is where the Titans will probably pick Abdul Carter. By the way, this is just because in my head I think there's a flip going to happen, or this is where they take Shadur Sanders, quarterback. They don't have a quarterback, so naturally it's Shadur. You grew up a Giants fan, but now you're a Lions fan. Yeah, I feel you. They're gonna go Abdul or Shadur. Yeah, and they don't really need an edge rusher. They have some decent D linemen. Shadur Sanders. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's the thing. Like Dion probably wants him there to play in the New York media. Let's be real. And if Rodgers goes there for a year, it's actually not a bad spot for Shadur to sit for a year. They have decent. They actually have a decent little receiving core up in New York. It's not the worst. They've got Jalen Hyatt. They've got like another receiver I can't remember the name of, but they've also got Malik Neighbors. Like that's a good core of receivers. You get a quarterback in there, you could be a fuck around team. Like you could win 8 games next year, 9 games, and shock a shitload of people with the Giants because their defense isn't that bad. So if you know what I mean? Was the reason? Oh, was the reason you like the Giants? Yeah, that makes sense. So we're gonna go Shadur then. I think we're all kind of in on the Shadur thing. All right, the New England Patriots. I know who I'm gonna take here, but I'd like to hear what all you guys have to say about this pick here. Me personally, if we have the option to take Abdul Carter, we're probably going to take Abdul Carter. Will Campbell. Well, Travis Hunter isn't an option here, or else we take Travis Hunter. My team loves Travis Hunter, by the way. Yeah, the issue is if we can't get either of the picks I'd like, I'm guessing the Patriots trade down to like around where New Orleans is, and they take Will Campbell way later in the draft. But I'm not going to take Will Campbell right here. Again, I would really like to draft Will Campbell because I do think he's going to be a very good offensive lineman. I think he's genuinely going to be. I genuinely think that Will Campbell will be like a Quentin Nelson level guard in the NFL. So I don't see the issue with us trading back and taking him, which is I genuinely think that's going to happen. He's I think he's going to be a very good like offensive lineman. But top 5 is way the fuck too high to take a guard. Unless they're literally Quentin Nelson. That's the only time I've ever seen a guard go as high as he did, where everybody was like, what a great pick. I would see Carter at Browns if Browns. The problem is with Carter, Abdul Carter would probably be a Brown if they trade Myles Garrett. Because that means they're probably setting for next season to take a quarterback. So I'm going to go with Abdul here, just because the Patriots don't have an edge rusher outside of Keon White. We have a very kind of soft, weak defensive front, and with the way football's going, we need to grab either a standout edge or a standout tackle. And Will Campbell just isn't really. We're probably going to sign Ronnie Stanley. So, the Jaguars. Oh boy, Mason Graham stands out as a need. They could go Will Campbell. Mason Graham is probably their guy, right? But again, I think the Patriots are going to wind up building a lot through free agency. They're tied to like every major free agent. When you have $129 million for some reason, because you've ineptly built a football team for a decade, stupid motherfuckers. Yeah, Mason Graham probably the pick. They need a defense in Jacksonville. I guess you could say maybe like they take Tet, but he kind of sucks. So Mason Graham. Yeah, that's kind of what we're thinking here. They tend to go with defensive. They tend to have a bias for defensive linemen as it is. So, besides they need whatever they can get their hands on. Is there any good edge rushers this low? Not. I can see them trading back, believe it or not, or trading like you know what I mean for one of these two here. But like again, we're not doing trade backs, so it's just stunning that not one player at the combine moved up in the combine. You know what I mean? Has that look? Yeah, I have a feeling that Washington Commanders. I think the Commanders aren't really going that hard for Myles Garrett. Yeah, their D-line they can't stop the run at all. Apparently one of the only teams left that are going ballistically hard at Myles Garrett is the Detroit Lions. Apparently they tried everything at the trade deadline. They call the Browns consistently about Myles Garrett. They're the only team that seems to think he's like eventually tradable. There is no other team tied to Myles Garrett but Detroit right now for some reason. And I think that's probably because partially Myles isn't willing to go play for another team right now. I think his mind is pretty made up too. What do we do for the Raiders? Not a Graham does make sense though because he can stop the run. I was gonna say they can't really stop the run. Raiders could go J&T. Yeah, they could. Either J&T or McMillan. Yeah, it's probably one of those two. Do they have a running back? I'm trying to think. Who the hell? It's either J&T or McMillan. Who do you? What are you thinking, Cameron? I know. You're gonna think you're gonna go J&T. We got a couple J&Ts. They will probably get Darnold or Fields, and they need a running back badly. Yeah, they're probably 100% gonna go pick up Fields or Bradford or God damn it, Darnold. The running backs are backups. Are we thinking J&T then? I mean, J&T is going to be a top 10 pick, so we can keep him out of Dallas this way too, which is very funny. Probably McMillan. Okay, we're gonna go with McMillan. I'm starting to see a lot more McMillans. 1, 2, 3. I see 3 McMillans. They don't have any receivers. They're probably also going to trade Jacoby Myers, a little inside baseball. And I also see them trading Jacoby Myers. Apparently, he wants a trade. And apparently, the Patriots really want to trade for him. Josh McDaniels wants him back, so we'll go with Tet. We'll go with Tet here. As long as he's not on my team, I don't care. We'll go with Tet. The New York Jets. Who knows? Yeah, Ted. I don't think Ted's going to be as bad as N'Keal Harry, but he's starting to give me a weird vibe from everything I've seen about him. Offensive line, yeah, most likely. They could go Tyler Warren here and kind of reach. They don't really have good tight ends. They could go Will Campbell. I think Tyler Warren wouldn't be that bad of a reach here. They genuinely don't have any tight ends. I think their best tight end is fucking Tyler Conklin, and he's like the year 14 or some crap. Like at some point, Tyler Conklin's just getting old. He's not bad. Yeah, plus like the Jets' kind of new offensive schema, he kind of fits there. He's kind of like a culture locker room guy, and it kind of fits like the mold of player that new coach wants to do. A lot of Jets fans are yeah, I have an ear to Jets fans in the way they kind of think. I know somewhat about him. Shadur Sanders at this spot. If he falls that far, they probably would take him in a second. Yeah, he did go to CMU. I don't have a problem with Tyler. He's just getting old. It's like year 11 or some shit for him. Year 12 coming up. Eventually, it just kind of catches up. Again, I have no beef with Tyler. I think he's been a good player. It's just he's getting old. We'll go with Tyler Warren here, just because I'm kind of a Jets aficionado personally. Carolina, boy, oh boy. What does Carolina need? I feel like they need a lot. I'm trying to think specifically, like offensive line Will Campbell wouldn't be a bad pick here. Will Johnson wouldn't be a terrible grab. Smoke is at Jets. Yeah, I would imagine they probably don't like his attitude. What's up, Kevin? Good, Kevin. How you doing? You like O-line? No, the Jets have like two very. We're not talking. The Jets have. The Panthers have a good running back. I think they really like Chuba Hubbard. D-line for Panthers. I think they need some defensive line players. Yeah, I was thinking D-line too. One of the Georgia boys that are highlighted, Jalen Walker. Yeah, I was gonna say O-line isn't that big of a deal. Like their offense isn't really that big of a problem. It's just they kept getting into shootouts. Michael Williams. That's where I was thinking too. It's either Jalen or Michael. for this pick, I think. Especially because I think they're trading people. Um, Jamar Stewart from A&M is a guy. He's a little bit far down the list right now, and I think it would give us a weird take if we took him over one of the Georgia boys. We have, I don't know what the best one of them. Do we want to go with Jalen Walker then? We can go with Mike Kell if everyone's saying that, because it is Carolina. They tend to do goofy shit. So, yeah, Kevin, I was going to say, it probably feels weird. Walker, if you're going UGA. We should probably go with the better of the two. We're going to go with the Walker of UGA. Even though they probably would because it's Carolina, but they definitely need some. It's either player's fine. And we got an A+ on that pick, by the way. New Orleans. You can make a good argument for a number of players. I heard Mike Green is one of the few guys that actually did improve his stock over the combine weekend, but he's in some legal issues, so corner. We can go Will Johnson here. Will Johnson's still available. That'd be a really good pick at 9. We have Shedeur to the Giants. We had the Giants take like 30 seconds and take Shedeur Sanders. It was a very funny grab. Will Johnson here. Yeah, they don't really have good corners down there in New Orleans. And with the Bucks kind of beating up on them the last couple of years, they're probably getting pretty sick of it. They could go Will Campbell, but line really isn't a problem, especially tackle for them. They've still got, what's his name? Ruiz or whatever the fuck his name is. Is line even a worry for the Saints? I'm thinking out loud. Like, I thought they had a. Well, that's just Derek Carr sucks. Yeah, their line isn't great. I mean, we can go Will Campbell. It just, I don't know if tackle is like a big need or guard. I don't know. Kind of at a standstill with this one. New Orleans typically doesn't draft that well either, so we could just go with Will Campbell. That's fine. But see, there's a problem. We have a couple people that said Will Johnson. I think everyone's saying, I think there's more Will Johnsons on this one. I think we're going to go with the Will Johnson on this. Just because we had more people saying it. All right, we're on to Chicago. This is a tackle, probably. They have to build that offensive lineup. And they also lost Lattimore, which is a really strong point people are making. Oh, what's up, Matthew? Yeah, this is your pick. What are you thinking? Yeah, there's probably zero shot you guys don't go. You guys don't go line because you could use a lineman anywhere. A tackle, a guard, either position. Because again, if Will Campbell can't play tackle, that's perfectly fine. You could slide him over to guard. You need one. But it's kind of your call. Also, they take Campbell or Barkis, but I will say Campbell. Okay, yeah, I think that's where everybody was. We're all kind of leaning on the same way with this pick. Literally 3 options. Yeah, I mean, you can't really go wrong here. I'd look out for Membu, Armand. Apparently, he's also one of the very few stars of the combine. Apparently, the Patriots are like quite like Armand Membu. Just as something to keep an eye on. The problem with Will Campbell is he's the 6th ranked guard prospect because he's a tackle. The reality is he's not going to be, I don't think he's long enough or big enough to play tackle in the NFL. That's the reality of Will Campbell. He's kind of small for a tackle. and has very short arms to play tackle. Oh, 100%. 100%. This draft will probably not look the same after free. I got the 49ers taking Ashton Jeanty, but you guys can completely take me away from what I think the 49ers are doing. Like, I think they're trading all their receivers and going to like a very run heavy football team, but I could be wrong here. They could go offensive lineman. 49ers can be kind of difficult to predict. But kind of pairing Jainty with McCaffrey would make one of the nastier backfields in football. We have already got McMillan drafted somewhere. So they'll probably go round 2 wide receiver, not round 1. But I really see them. I don't know what their plan is here, but it seems like they're cutting receivers for some reason. And I'm not exactly sure. For Trent Williams with Banks. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning is Kelvin Banks. For this pick. Because again, you know, Trent's getting a little older, and it's probably starting to be time to think about that. If Will Johnson was here, this would be the easiest pick because they're gonna lose. They're losing. See, we should also maybe see if there's a good corner available, mainly just because oh, there isn't. Oh boy. Because they're probably losing Charvarius Ward. Armand Membu. That's who I'm probably gonna should we go with Armand? He's probably one of the lone players from the combine who stood out, and he's probably gonna be a higher draft pick than we're thinking. Like the Patriots are in love with this guy. If the Patriots take a tackle, it'll probably be Armand. By the way, he's quickly becoming the best tackle available. He's yeah. Let's go Membao. All right. Dallas. Well, God damn it, they got who they wanted. Somehow this happened. Now we're gonna have to give the Cowboys what they want. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we have a better argument against it, do we? You know them smelly ass fucking Dolphins fans thinking this is where they're gonna get what they got. And Cheeto's a Dolphins fan, is a Cowboys fan, by the way. I think everybody's seen Jainty run the ball the first time in college and literally went, well, damn, he's a Cowboy. Like nobody even thought twice about it. They're like, somehow he's gonna be a Cowboy, and that sucks ass. And yeah, we're all in agreement here that if he's available for Dallas, they will do everything to pick him. And that means he doesn't go to the Dolphins. Probably Kelvin Banks here. They have no offensive line. Their line is dog shit. They keep getting Tua killed. They keep getting the backup killed. The running backs can't run the ball. Telling you, man, that line they got, Terran Armstead is horse shit. They whatever best lineman available is, and I'm glad they don't get Mebu because they're just gonna ruin that fucking guy if they got him. I don't know why offensive linemen just never work in Miami. Banks. Vince they need a line. They probably take Banks in a second. Yeah, I mean this would be a quick pick too. I think. Yeah, it wouldn't take long. They'd just be like Banks, if he's the guy that's available anyway. The Colts. These guys are an interesting team. Boy, I don't. What do we think? Go Coyston Loveland. What position is that? Oh, the tight end. It says tight end is their top need, so I don't hate that, but that's a big jump. What do you think? Starks maybe the picks? Yeah, because they also could use some secondary help, but they need a corner more than a safety. Tight end Lundgren is a great fit for Steichen. I think a lot of people are saying tight end here now. Not looking great, Matthew. I think a lot of us are. I think Loveland might have won this pick. And yeah, and again, Warren would have been the pick if we didn't have the Jets grab him because again, they do need a tight end. They don't. That great big dude just sucks. Who's that great big ass dude the Colts got that just can't catch the football for whatever reason? Um, by the way, if you haven't dropped a like yet, consider doing so. One more like, and we're in double digits. It'd be pretty good. Thanks a ton if you've already left one. Yeah, I think so too. I think we'll go with the Loveland pick because a lot of people are saying that. Plus, it's a scheme fit. All right, Atlanta Falcons. Who do we got them taking? Probably defensive players. I heard they've only talked to edge rushers at the combine. I thought they had that like 8-foot tall guy at end. Green. Yeah, we're fine with ignoring like the green legal stuff. Whatever the hell's going on with that. Are we just pretending like and I'm fine with doing this. Like we take it as is it. Like we're pretending like, oh, Mike Green will be perfectly fine. He won't get in big trouble. So we're all in agreement that it's an edge rusher. Okay, at least we're all in agreement that one of these three guys are going to the Falcons. Because um and they're from Georgia too. That's what I'm thinking. I think they're going to wind up taking the local guy. Cuz like the only thing that Falcons did was meet with edge rushers apparently. Like they know exactly what they need for this football team. Um we'll go with Williams just cuz it's local. We'll get a top 12 player off the board. Now we're kind of caught up. Boom, there we go. We have all the top 15 prospects except Mike Green. That's the yeah. If Mike Green's dumbass wasn't in a whole lot of trouble right now, I would have probably had him go very high. By the way, Mike Green is probably the best edge rusher in this draft. By the way, the problem with that motherfucker is he's in a lot of trouble right now. No, he's not better than Abdul Carter, but like he's not that much. He should be a top 10 pick. There are enough teams in the top 10 that could use an edge rusher. Where what is he accused of doing? Like assaulting somebody? Some like devious behavior? What did he do? I know he's in trouble though. Like he's like accused of some shit, but they're pretty sure it's not going to wind up being much. He did some dumb shit though, allegedly. The Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, and it's like not like a big problem, but it's like a big enough deal where people are kind of it was that's kind of what I was getting around. I just don't want to say it was SA, some shit like that, and people are worried, but it's like he hasn't ever gotten in trouble since, so it's like yeah, but it's one of them things where that's the reason he's at 15, and not like a top 10 pick. I could see Shamar here. Apparently, teams are more bullish on him than Green now due to size. Okay, we can go with Shamar. That's fine. Taking Green and then he gets screwed with what he did. No, Green. I don't think Green can get in actual trouble. It's just one of those things that are like shitting on his like reputation. Shamar. I think we're gonna go with Shamar here. I think Max makes a good point. I've been hearing a little bit more about Shamar, and this isn't a very big reach to take him right here. So I think we're probably in a good spot to take this guy right here. There we go. Oh, the Bengals. This could be another edge rusher, but I don't think edge is the biggest deal for them. They could use someone like Walter Nolan, Kenneth Grant. They could go O line. Tyler Booker's right there. They could go with Josh Simmons. They go Tyler Booker. He's an O line interior O. You like Booker? That's kind of what I was thinking. Kenneth Grant. Yeah, they could. I'm just not sure what they're going to do. Because again, they have problems with the defensive line really badly. Because again, if they don't have a center, then they probably need to get their hands on one. Yeah, that was last year though. That was before last year's draft, I think. Um, it does say D line is their biggest need, then receiver, because they're well. This is probably prior to they're not sure what's going on with T Higgins, so like they're like, all you got is Jamar Chase. You're kind of fucked. Trying to. They lost Capo. Damn, dude. Yeah, they franchised T Higgins. Yeah, 26 million for T this year on a franchise tag if they don't get a deal done. Well, we're not doing trades here. We just take a D lineman. We'll just take a D lineman. Kenneth Grant, maybe his teammate from last year was Chris Jenkins, who was drafted second round. But yeah, I think Grant's a good idea, mainly just because like Max said, consistency from the same school. We got an A for the pick. Seattle, probably lineman, right? Josh Simmons or something. Kind of a weird pick with Seattle. Probably lineman or an edge rusher or. Because they could use linemen, they could use a defensive lineman. Like Donovan Jackson or Tyler Booker here. Yeah, because I feel like I was gonna say their guards are awful. Everybody, like like their tackles aren't like one's oh fuck. I think Jason Peters just retired though. Max, I don't think they have a left tackle anymore. Jason Peters just retired. I think Simmons might have to be the move. Well, unless they'll probably sign some. They could sign Jonah Jackson or some shit in free agency. Oh, they have Charles Cross. Oh yeah, there's no way they're taking a tackle guy. Yeah, Charles Cross is. Yeah. So they probably need a right tackle, and they're not going to draft that round one. Guys, we're probably going to go guard here then. They do have Charles Cross. Jackson. He's quite a ways down. Yeah, so they don't need that. Let's go with Booker then. We're gonna go Booker here. All right. Somebody said they were a Bucks fan, so edge, linebacker, safety. We go Green, James Pierce Jr. You go Starks. Go Igabuka. Oh, Godwin is leaving, so they could use another receiver. They don't really have a good secondary. James Pierce all over it. Yeah, I was gonna say it feels like they're probably gonna go edge rusher. They don't have anybody at edge rusher from last year. Did they have a pass rush last year? Yeah, there's no receivers to draft in the first round though, so they don't have to worry about that. James Pierce could be a pick here. Luther Burden. We can go with Burden. They can go Mike Green. They can go Burden. I think Tampa is prone to take players like Mike Green, by the way. Um, but we can let Mike Green free fall a little bit further. Go receiver. Burden. All right, we'll take Burden. The Broncos. They could go Golden. They could go Buka. They could go Nolan. I have no idea who Dallas takes. They go Starks. Or Denver takes anyway, not Dallas. Completely wrong team. Yeah, this is an interesting pick, I think. Hey, look at that. We hit 10 total. We hit 10 whole likes. Like Walter Nolan. Me too. I also like Starks just because I don't know any other safeties. And thinking about like the best way to deal with Mahomes, they're probably wanting defensive players. And they just seen that edge rush, having a strong defensive front is how you deal with Mahomes. And having a big guy like Nolan kind of anchoring that defensive front is probably the way to go. Is Nolan a big guy? Because again, they're gonna anchor. They're gonna try to build like an Eagles front, so that way they can play Mahomes and not blitz his ass. Nolan, if he's a big guy too, that's probably what they need to start building that thing to take on Mahomes and company. We'll go with Nolan. Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, that Steelers fan is gonna say Egbuka, so Egbuka. No one's 6'3", 304. Oh yeah, he's perfect defensive tackle. Yeah, that's a good size. That's a good size for a DT. 6'3" is a big boy too. Emeka, yeah. Dude, they don't have a wide receiver in fucking Pittsburgh. They got one guy. Golden. Oh, Matthew Golden. We could go Matthew Golden. There was a Steelers fan that was here, but I don't know where he went. We can go Golden. See 3 Goldens. Because they're probably going to go wide receiver first round and then build it out the rest of the way later on. I don't think Pittsburgh needs any safeties. They still have Minka Fitzpatrick at safety, don't they? Yeah, there's. I don't think they need anybody in that secondary. Their secondary is fucking loaded. It's like that's like the best part of their team is their safety unit. Usually, always is. Pittsburgh doesn't need to be drafting a guy like Starks. That's like a Ravens pick. Surprise, surprise. Who's gonna go to the Ravens? We go Golden here. Max is like, oh, thank God. Sorry. Who do we got now? The Chargers. They could go Emeka. I don't think they have any wide receivers. They can also. This could be where Mike Green goes. And Aguka. Yeah, it's probably a receiver or it's going to be an edge rusher because they just lost Joey Bosa. So clearly they have their eye on an edge rusher in this draft. And I'm wondering who it is. Yeah, I'm really leaning on edge for this pick because I feel like they're gonna get Keenan Allen back in free agency. I think Keenan's just gonna go back to fucking. Well, Mac, yeah, we're 50-50 on Mac. Chargers take Green or Pierce because Bosa. Well, Bosa is gonna get released. Mac may be gone too. James Pierce. Yeah, I'm leaning on Pierce Jr. as well on this one, guys. Mainly just because it's like. I'll say Mike Green. Not sure for Harbaugh. We'll take Pierce's character issues. Yeah, and Mike Green doesn't really have character issues. He just has that one thing he did in the past that was really bad. So yeah, I think we'll go Mike Green just because he's probably easier to coach. And we got an A+ on that pick. All right, Green Bay wide receiver or corner, one of the two. What are we doing with Green Bay? Are they gonna go with fucking James Pierce Jr.? What are we doing? I have no. Green Bay is consistently the hardest team to figure out. If they lose their guy, they're probably gonna go Emeka because they don't have any wide receivers. If they lose Christian Watson, Barron, a couple Barons here. The cornerback. Yeah, okay. We're all kind of feeling the corner here from Texas. That was pretty damn unanimous. I mean, they're losing. Yeah, they kind of have to. And Minnesota, we're in a similar spot. Minnesota may take Starks. Probably Starks here, right? Or they take James Pierce Jr. They'll take a defensive end, or yeah, they'll take an edge rusher with an attitude. They don't give a fuck. Yeah, and they love corners in Green Bay. They're pretty solid with that. Minnesota may take a safety here. Their safeties suck. Their secondary kind of sucks. And with the way that the NFC North is building up, Eric Harmon, what position we got with him? Oh, defensive lineman. That wouldn't be a bad pickup for them. Kind of like put some building around that weaker line. Just their safeties, yeah. Harrison Smith is starting to get real old. He's probably going to change to a more strong or more like a free safety soon. Yeah, I was going to say, I think we're all kind of starting to realize Harrison Smith is probably going to be playing free safety this year, so they need a strong safety now. Bynum is also a free agent. That's the thing. Bynum's a free agent. Yeah, plus we're about to get 100. We're about to get a crazy ranking on this. A+. Houston. Emeka, right? This is where Emeka gets drafted, correct? Without hesitation. I was gonna say like they take fucking OSU players at Houston anyway. It's they're like an Ohio State factory at that fucking place. They love these dudes. Oh no. Pretend that wasn't who we picked. We picked Emeka for them. So whoever we want to put Simmons on, that's actually. Do we want to just flip flop this for the Rams because the Rams need a tackle probably, right? And the best available was Simmons. So do we just kind of want to put Emeka here and just kind of say it was a flip flop? Wait, Alaric did? He's re-signing? Fuck, dude, I hate the Rams. All right. Well, then who the hell are we going to have them take? If somebody was going to take Simmons, we're going to swap that pick with Houston, just so we're aware. Simmons is still on the board. Emeka's been drafted by Houston. We'll just all know this. We all know this. It's the both of them were Ohio State logos. I fucked up on that. That's where I messed up. All right, we're on the Rams now, though. Harvenstein, Jihad Campbell. Yeah, I don't know what the Rams do here. Look, Jihad. Texans do need offensive linemen, by the way. That might not have been the worst pick. Because like they are gonna have like their guys back. Yeah, does Texas need a receiver? Does the Rams need to take a receiver? or to the Rams? Um, yeah. So should we just do that? Because like I kind of screwed up right here, and we'll just call these two spots a mulligan. Yeah, we'll just do this. We'll call it fucking whatever there. The Rams or the the Ravens. What do we have for the Ravens here? Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. With the Ravens. Um, this is where I was gonna put Starks if he had lasted. Yeah, I was looking at Connerly because they're losing Ronnie Stanley. So are we all kind of thinking Connerly here? Connerly, however we say his name. You like him on your Wari? Yeah, because they could also go safety. Their secondary is dog water. Oh, it got a little better. It got better by the end of the year, actually. Them losing their tackle is a big deal. Pierce spot. Yeah, they also are very prone to go for a guy like, you know what, Max, you made a very good point. The Ravens will not let that slide. And by the way, guys, if this happens and he's sitting there, Baltimore will salivate over taking James Pierce Jr. It's a historical fact about this stupid football team. A troubled edge rusher sitting there on a free fall. They go like this and they catch that motherfucker. They go, ooh, give us that free fall. The Ravens did it with Kyle Hamilton. They didn't even really need a safety when they did that shit. They're just like, we'll take Kyle Hamilton. Now they have one of their best players. Max has a pretty good understanding of how the Ravens operate, and I don't disagree with this being a pure spot. Yeah, the Ravens are a very edge rusher happy team. And they have a very weird history of taking guys with troubled pasts. Like attitude problems do not phase the Ravens. They're fucking they don't care. They're like, oh well. Oh, you were gonna go with James Pierce Jr. to the Lions, weren't you? You son of a bitch. See, the problem is James Pierce Jr. would never be drafted by the Lions, Tiger Town, because he's got a bad attitude. Like the Lions will not draft a player like James Pierce. Do you really think that he's the kind of guy that Dan Campbell and them want to draft? Lions are going to take Jihad Campbell most likely, or they're going to take Jack Sawyer. It's one of the two. But we'll hear what Tiger Town. I hate to do that. I just with James Pierce's issues, I feel like he's going to go to. I think he's going here. All right, now we're to the Lions. This one is an interesting pick. I personally think they take Jack Sawyer here, but Jameson Williams doesn't have a coaching problem though. Yeah, I was gonna say Sawyer fell. But Jameson didn't have a coach. Like coaches unanimously praised Jameson Williams. The coaches at Ohio State like JMO. The coaches at Alabama love Jameson Williams. You know what I mean? It's not. And Jameson clearly has a very good attitude. He just makes retarded choices. James Pierce Jr. has like a bad attitude about things, and he's kind of like shitty with his coaches. That's the major. Detroit does not want a guy who's going to say no or mouth off at a coach. JMO will say yes, sir, to anything he's told by a coach. That's the difference. JMO loves football and loves being coached and wants to be coached. He does dumb shit because he's fucking stupid. Like JMO is just a fun-loving guy who just doesn't think. He has a problem with thinking forward, and that's the thing we've been teaching JMO is how to think like an adult. But yeah, everyone's saying Jihad Campbell. Yeah, I've looked into Jihad Campbell. He's 100% the kind of guy the Lions are going to draft. Yeah, we'll go with Jihad here. Yeah, I know the Lions are really good, and like Jihad was kind of fills a need of linebacker where they ran out of all their linebackers, and they just got rid of. It's gonna be in some kind of this. Yeah, Brad. Yeah, they love Alabama guys, so we're just gonna go with Jihad. Washington. Probably not gonna go with Debo, or wide receiver here now. Yep. Yeah, the Lions. Yeah, they said Alabama players are usually really good. And I think they other players on the team are from Alabama too. I was gonna say Terry and Arnold, Connerly here for them. Yeah, I mean lineman makes sense. Yeah, I think everyone's kind of starting to look at lineman here at this pick. Uh, yeah. Ooh, the Bills. Man, well, I don't know what the hell Buffalo needs. Safety probably. Defensive lineman. Harmon. Yeah, probably D lineman. Fucking Von Miller's useless. Um, and I feel like they just lost somebody, didn't they? Yeah, but I'm trying to think of. I thought they have Ed Oh, he's an edge rusher, isn't he? Like Ed Oliver's there, but I think he's an edge rusher, so that's a little bit of a fuck. Oh, that Ed played tackle or DT, so I don't know why they need a lineman. I don't know. They don't need. I mean, safety. In my head, safety is their weakest position group. Like their safeties are ass in Buffalo. So in my head, they're taking Iman Wari. I think that's like the best pick for them here, personally. And they genuinely do not have a secondary. Like, do you guys not remember them having to play DeMar Hamlin against the Chiefs? Like, you shouldn't be playing DeMar Hamlin in an AFC Championship game. Um, yeah, that's you got to remember they have like three safeties left on that team because like they just never replaced Micah Hyde and that other Jordan angry all the time Jordan guy Jordan Poyer. They just had those guys for like 12 years and just never replaced like fucking idiots. Yeah, we're gonna go with they need some safeties in that bitch. Kansas City, quarterback, right? Um, Pretty much anyone here is a better option than their current quarterback. We don't have to say who it is. It's fine. We could go Dylan Gabriel. Um, Curtis Rourke would be a better option. Will Howard. Quinn Ewers even is a better option. Milrow. Uh, Dart. We can go with one of these people. Curtis Rourke. Oh, I'm so tempted to press that button, dude. I'm so tempted to press that button, but I'm gonna not do what I want to do on this. They need linemen, right? In Kansas City, their line kind of fucking sucks. Mahomes was getting his ass beat in that game. Chris Zabel, Eric Gray Zabel. So they need a lineman. I feel like definitely tackle. Yeah, they don't have a defense. They don't have an offensive tackle in Kansas City. Uh, Boy, there's no tackles left in the. Well, they could use interior O lineman. Um, yeah, this is where the Simmons pick really fucked us. Yeah, this is where we'd probably put Simmons, by the way. So this could be our no, because we put Aggie Booker on the fucking Rams. Who would we put on the Rams? Maybe we can backwards engineer this. Who did the Rams need? Yeah, they do have good guards. Shit. Um, damn it. Yeah, they do have good guards. Nursery. All right. We might have to do a big time oh, he's not that far. We'll just we'll fucking take him. I don't care. Fuck the Chiefs. Sorry, Kansas City people. That wasn't intentional to do that. We were probably going to give you Simmons. Um, yeah, I forgot that they kept Trey Smith, and Joe Tooney's a Hall of Famer almost. So Eagles Scourton. Yeah, probably. If we didn't lose James Pierce, and this would be Jack Campbell or Jahi Campbell. Yeah, Eagles don't need anything. They're set. So whatever we want to do here. I mean, they did just lose a lineman to retirement. But I think that was a tackle they lost, right? I think they already got him replaced. Do we want to go Harmon just because he's the highest pick, or? Well, no, they don't need defensive linemen. Scourton? Are we gonna go Scourton then? Yeah, they're Brandon Graham just retired. Jaheed Campbell probably would have been the guy for them right here, because like they're probably losing Zach Bond is on top of that. Josh Sweat, Graham. They lost their entire linebacking core. They probably need a linebacker. Oh boy, there ain't none available. Yeah, they just. I mean, Siobhan Ravel Jr. is there, I suppose. Well, Zach Bond's probably going to leave too. They don't have enough money to pay him. Slay, yeah, Slay's probably getting released. Do we just want to go with this guy here? Who's the best corner left? Let's see. Yeah, they're gonna need another corner. For me, it's Horison or Ravel. Let's go Ravel. Yeah, we'll go Ravel. We got a B plus. Oh well. Look at that. Let's see what we got. Wonder how I download this. Nope. Oh, here we go. That's what I was looking for. Oh. Let's see how this loads in. Yeah, this ain't a bad mock. All right, so at number 1, boy, there is so many ads on this stupid site. All right, so at number 1, we have Cam Ward to the Titans. At number 2, we have Travis Hunter to the Browns. The Giants take Shadur Sanders. Carter ends up a Patriot at number 4. Mason Graham to the Jags at 5. Again, this is a no trade. This is a no trader. The next one we do will have trades in it. Tet to the Raiders at 6. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. Tyler Warren to the Jets at 7. Jalen Walker over to the Panthers at 8. Will Johnson drops I think Will Johnson shouldn't be this low. This is one of the ones where it's like, it feels like the Christian Gonzalez situation a couple years ago, where somehow a corner of Gonzalez's or Will Johnson's caliber is going to plummet in a draft they have no business being that low in. At least that's kind of how I feel it's going to happen. At number 10, we had Will Campbell, so a little bit of a drop for Will, but not much, still top 10. Then we have Armand Membu to the 49ers, which would be typical. We have Ashton Jainty at 12 to the Cowboys, kind of the thing a lot of people would expect. 13, we have the Dolphins taking Calvin Banks, much needed player. We have the Colts reaching a little bit to grab Colston Loveland, so not too bad. Then we had the Falcons take Michael Williams at number 15. Shamar Stewart went to the Cardinals at 16. At 17, we have Kenneth Grant take from defensive lineman to the Bengals. 18, Seattle took Tyler Booker. 19 is Luther Burden to the. Sorry, my voice is running out. Tyler Burden to the Buccaneers. Then you have the Broncos taking Walter Nolan at 20. 21, you have the Steelers taking Matthew Golden. 22, we had the Chargers take Mike Green. 23, we had Jahdae Barron going to the Packers. 24, Minnesota takes Starks. At number 25, we have. I'm just gonna flip these around. Fuck, but that doesn't work. Whatever. This is just how it's gonna have to go. This is just how this draft turned out. We were going to put Emeka to the Texans, but we accidentally gave them Josh Simmons. It works out because the Texans have a dog shit offensive line. So this would actually be something that helps them quite a bit more than taking another wide receiver when they've already got 3 good ones. They're just hurt. Then we have the Rams replacing, Cooper Kupp with Emeka Egbuka, even though, again, a lot of this was a whole bunch of mistakes. You think Ayuk's getting traded to the Texans? Maybe. I think Ayuk's going to wind. I want to talk about Ayuk in a second. At 27, so again, we kind of made a mistake right here in the draft a little bit. Yeah, I don't mind Simmons going to the Texans. That could actually be what they take. Yeah, Diggs might get traded or might not get re-signed. Yeah, actually, I don't mind that. I don't mind that that little mistake we made there. I think it actually works out. Because either way, oh, cool, we're to the end of the draft. Cool. Okay, so then we had at 27, we had the Ravens kind of take a steal pick with James Pierce Jr. Will Johnson to the Jags actually makes sense. Yeah. Will Johnson going to the Jaguars would probably be the thing that ends up happening at 5. Just in my head, I think Will Johnson's a very good corner. I don't think he's going to drop very far. And then, of course, we have the Lions taking Jihad Campbell, another first-round Bama player going to Detroit. That's kind of how they built this new team up. And at 29, we have Josh Connerly Jr. or Conerly going to the Commanders. We have the Bills taking Nick Emanwari at 30. At 31, we have the Chiefs taking Ariolante Ursary. How'd I do on that name? How'd I do on that Ariolante name? How did I do, like 50%? Decent, actually. Yeah, that's not so bad. That's a tough fucking name to say if you never heard it pronounced. And then at 32, we have Siobhan Ravel Jr. going to the Eagles. 75, that's pretty good. That's pretty good for a guy who can't do names. Darnold not getting tagged. So Darnold's going to be a Raider. Okay. All right, now that I can kind of scroll that down a little bit. There's a couple things I want to look at just that have caught my attention. So something that's weirdly happening. Some random guy tweeted from as a Patreon. I'm gonna paste a few things. I'm gonna do this in a specific order though. Some random Patriots fan or just some guy who talks about football tweeted this kind of earlier today, right? Max will probably know this. I'm hearing that the Patriots are closing in on a trade. This is, by the way, like an hour after the tagging of what's his name was made 100% of like as soon as the Patriots found out that they can't go after T. Higgins very cheaply, they went, all right, fuck that. We have a new plan. Within an hour of that tagging, nearly. It was literally like an hour later. This popped up out of nowhere. I'm hearing the Patriots are closing in on a trade to acquire wide receiver Brandon Ayuk from the 49ers. Again, this is obviously a fan. The deal isn't finalized yet, but sources have indicated to me that the Pats have gained some serious ground within the last 48 hours. This part is the part I think you should pay attention to. Not so much the first sentence of like who they're trading with and who is it for. But the deal isn't finalized yet, but sources have indicated to me that the Patriots have gained some serious ground within the last 48 hours. Those are important words. Um, I'm also heard that there's a strong chance that the 49ers end up paying a portion of Ayuk's contract. That I don't care about. The compensation is rumored to be the 77th pick. That is consistent, by the way. Apparently, the Patriots are shopping one of their third round picks for this receiver that they're interested in. Again, I don't know if it's necessarily Ayuk. I don't actually know who it is. However, there are very key components of this that you're hearing. The last nugget I would add to this would be that it's my understanding that Ayuk doesn't have a due to a robust trade market due to contract and injury history. Um, I'm hearing the only current thing holding back this deal is the Pats also want another pick with this. So those are the key words. So apparently this is like an update that the 49ers want 68 instead, so they want the Patriots original third, and they'd pay part of Ayuk's contract and send a six back. So we'll see if that plays out, if this is real. However, now let's head over here. Within about the same time, this tweet pops up. The Patriots with the most cap space. This is an official NFL reporter and insider who has ties, right? Are said they're apparently the Patriots are feeling that they're going to attract talent in free agency, or they're going to hit a blockbuster trade. Now, the blockbuster trade thing has been popping up all over Patriots media, and pretty much all the Boston media is like, hold on a minute. This report doesn't just appear out of nowhere. Hearing several rumors that the Patriots are targeting receivers aggressively, source saying the Patriots are waiting for better compensation. The trade does not involve the Patriots' fourth overall pick. So basically, you can kind of deduce this, and what this might mean is that when you're starting to see a ton of reports about a team trying to push for a blockbuster trade, and it's just randomly appearing, seemingly out of nowhere from New England, you could guarantee they're trying to get somebody to trade them. Now, the Patriots have called out, and it's kind of been confirmed that they did reach out about DK Metcalf, who's not available at this time. The Patriots have been told that they will get a call back if DK does become available, if something kind of fucks up in the contract disputes. So again, I think it's kind of interesting just to think about. I know somebody pointed out that Ayuk might get traded to the Texans. Don't be surprised if we pull this deal off with the 49ers. Like, we have a really good relationship with them. And we're just cooler. Plus, we have more valuable pick offers to trade over. We have 2 third-round picks, and the third round is a very valuable place to be. Third round is low-key the best round of the draft. You can get some crazy steals in the third round. Like some guy who falls because he got in a fight. He got in a lot of fights as an undergrad gets out, and then they're like, oh, we can't draft this violent person. And he's like, yeah, I was just drunk fighting with my buddies. I don't know. And it turns out that guy's like an all pro. Like guys like Bobby Wagner go in the third round. Like the third round is consistently like a very good round to find talent in, which is why third round picks get traded a lot around. Like, if you're a team that gets a compensatory third, it will probably be traded for a player or packaged in a really crazy move up in the draft deal. Third round is a big round, in my opinion. I think that's where the money is. Damn, they really got Alaric Jackson signed back up, though. Dude, my free agency is really bothering me. I was really hoping to have a really fun free agency and I had a whole wish list of players. Are you guys sure that Alaric Jackson got re-signed and it wasn't just a meme? um, wow, someone's having Will Johnson slide too in Lance Zierlein's mock draft. Interesting. All right, cool. Anybody got anything else? I think everyone's gone, so I think we're gonna wrap it up here. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for a fun mock draft as usual. Um, yeah, appreciate y'all. Have a good rest of your night. Anybody got anything else before we get going? Hey, we did pretty good. We got up to 14 likes on this bitch. Hell yeah. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. This was a fun stream. I really like doing mock drafts. So these are some of my favorite off-season streams. So I appreciate all y'all coming through. All right. Well, next one will be, I don't know. When's the draft? Sometime in like the end of the month. Probably right around the end of the month we'll do another one. That way we're kind of like, hey, this is the end of free agency. The draft is later, that you know what I mean? And it'll be full trade. Full trades will be allowed. Which will be a lot more helpful. All right. I'll see y'all later. All right. Peace out. Go Lions, go Tigers, and of course, it's always go Patriots. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye. Have a great night.